welcome to my video. My name is Tabina Bramoseta, and in this video, I'm going to talk about stereotypes, especially towards women based on their appearance in the film Legally Blonde 2001. Okay, before that, let's talk a bit about the director of Legally Blonde, Robert Luketic. He was born in 1973 in Australia, started his career working on TV commercials and smaller projects, and later moved to Hollywood. Over the years, he became known for making films that mix comedy with drama, often focusing on social themes. Some of his other movies are Win a Date with Ted Hamilton, 21, and Monster in Law. Personally, when I watched Legally Blonde at first, I thought it was just a rom-com comedy. Like, okay, blonde girl goes to Harvard, trauma happens, end of story. But after watching it again for this assignment, I realized that Elle Woods is judged constantly because she's feminine, she likes pink, she cares about fashion, she's confident, and many people label her as dumb just because she's blonde, which honestly pissed me off a little because these stereotypes still exist until now. So yeah, this movie made me reflect on how often people, especially women, are underestimated just because they don't look the way society expects them to. So, quick synopsis of the film. Legally Blonde tells the story of Elle Woods, a fashionable, cheerful blonde woman who studies fashion merchandising. Her life seems perfect until her boyfriend, Warner Huntington III, suddenly breaks up with her. Warner believes Elle is not serious enough for his future, especially because he wants to be a senator. So basically, he thinks that Elle is not smart enough to be his future wife. So, to prove her worth and win him back, Elle applies to Harvard Law School, the same school Warner went to. And she gets accepted because of her hard work of study. But then, at Harvard, Elle faces a lot of judgment. People assume that she's dumb. She gets underestimated by her classmates, professor, even her ex-boyfriend, Warner. However, throughout the film, Elle proves herself through her intelligence. She succeeds in class, helps solve a major legal case, exposes the real criminal in board, and graduates from Harvard Law School. She eventually realizes that she doesn't need Warner's validation to know her worth. Now let's talk about the main issue, stereotypes. Stereotypes is when people make assumptions about someone. It can be based on appearance, gender, background, without knowing the real them. In Legally Blonde, Elle is constantly judged because she is a woman, she has blonde hair, she is feminine, she is interested in fashion. But throughout the film, Elle challenges these stereotypes one by one. Now let's take a look at the first scene, which happens in a clothing store.
I want to look special. Bridal. But not like I expect anything.
There's nothing I love more than a dumb blonde with daddy's plastic.
You know, he gets excited when
Did you see this one? We just got it in yesterday.
Oh, is this low viscosity rayon?
Yes, of course.
With a half loop top stitching on the hem?
Absolutely. It's one of a kind.
It's impossible to use a half loop top stitching on low viscosity rayon. It would snag the fabric. And you didn't just get it in. I saw it in the June Vogue a year ago. So if you're trying to sell it to me for full price, you picked the wrong girl.
Okay, so from that scene, the saleswoman sees Elle as a rich and spoiled girl just because she's blonde. She thinks that Elle does understand anything and can be easily scammed. But then, Elle completely destroys that assumptions. She explains that it is impossible to use a half-loop top stitching on low viscosity rayon, exposing the saleswoman's lie. That scene shows that Elle is actually smart. just not in the way people expect. She understands fashion, but society doesn't see that as real intelligence. The stereotype here is that beauty and brains cannot exist together, especially for women. Moving on to the second stereotype, where Warner wants to break up with Elle.
That's why I think it's time for us. Elle. Pooh Bear. I think
I
we
do.
should break up.
What?
Well, I've been thinking about it, and I think it's the right thing to do.
You're breaking up with me? I thought you were proposing.
Proposing? Elle. If I'm gonna be a senator, well, I need to marry a Jackie, not a Marilyn.
So you're breaking up with me because I'm too blonde?
Wow, that short scene is full of stereotypes. So Warner says Jackie it refers to Jackie Kennedy. She represents the perfect political wife who is smart and elegant. Meanwhile, Marilyn refers to Marilyn Monroe. She represents beauty, sex appeal, and being seen as not serious enough. What Warner is basically saying there is that Elle is not wife material for him just because of how she looks and acts. The stereotype here is that women who are feminine, expressive, and attractive cannot be intelligent or successful in fields like politics or law. And sadly, this stereotype still exists until today. The next stereotype happens at Harvard Law School when Elle tries to join a study group.
Hi, everybody.
Elle, what are you doing here?
I've come to join your study group. And look, I brought sustenance. Who's first?
Our group is full.
Oh, is this like an RSVP thing?
No, it's like a smart people thing. And as Viv said, we're full.
That was so mean. Fimian and her friends automatically assume that Elle doesn't belong in the group just because she looks different from them. She's dressed in pink, she's bubbly, so in their minds, she must be stupid. The stereotype here is that intelligence has a look, and if you don't fit that look, you're not welcome in academic spaces. This reflects a real multicultural issue where certain groups, especially women, are excluded because they don't match society's ideas of what smart should look like. For me, this film is more than just a fun rom-com. It shows how stereotypes can limit people, especially women, just because of how they look or act. Elle Woods is underestimated again and again, but she proves that intelligence doesn't have on one fixed image. Being feminine doesn't make someone less smart. This film made me think twice about how easy it is to judge people without really knowing them. So that is called my analysis about the multicultural issues stereotypes shown in the film Legally Blonde 2001. Thank you for watching.